The pet parents that bring their pets to me are very wrapped up in why their pet is performing this particular negative or undesirable behavior. And when I explain what usually a veterinarian will explain, which is, I don't know, but here's all the list of reasons why, they still come back at the next appointment and say, but why is my pet doing this? I think this is probably caused by some guilt or some shame, maybe from neighbors saying that your dog acts like a crazy dog, or your partner saying that your dog only acts poorly around you, or maybe you're the only one that gets bitten by your cat while your children never get bitten. You know, we begin to think it's about us, but usually it isn't about us. So I want to just clear up all the whys for the behavior problems that we see in dogs and cats. To understand better how your pet got to this point of having a behavior problem, I want you to back up and just think about behavior change. Behavior change occurs on a continuum that will change and morph and evolve throughout that animal's life, right? So there are things that increase the threshold, meaning they raise the bar, meaning it makes it harder for your cat to bite you. And there are things that lower the threshold that make it more likely for your dog to be afraid of a thunderstorm. So let's take a look at these two big categories of things that affect that threshold and that cause your dog or cat to misbehave. The first one are things within your own dog's body, DNA, right? What about your dog's innate coping skills? What about the neurochemistry of your dog's brain, the connections of the neurons in your dog's brain? Systemic illness, whether or not your dog is painful, uncomfortable, right? What about if your cat is really itchy, or if they just have an upset stomach? All of these things are going to change the threshold for behavior, often lowering it so you are more likely to see those negative behaviors. Then there's the things outside of your dog's body. There's you. There's your environment. There's what your dog eats, what your dog smells, right? So all of those different things are going to affect behavior change in your particular dog. That's why sometimes when you take your pet out of a certain environment, the behavior change or behavior problem resolves, right? It's because you've increased that threshold. You've changed something about the factors that actually change behavior. Another thing that lowers or increases that threshold is how your dog or cat is trained, how you interact with them, and how well they're socialized. Look, we know that in dogs, socialization can be sort of a vaccination against stress, but it has to be done right. In cats, we think they have to be socialized before 7 weeks, which is really hard for most of us because a lot of us adopt our cats as adults. But the way that we interact with them, understanding their body language and responding appropriately, and the way we train them has a major, major input into where that bar is for behavior change. The more negative you are, the less you pay attention to what your dog and your cat are really saying with their body language, the more likely they are to have behavior problems. Also, think about your environment. Is it reliable and predictable for your pets? Or is your cat allowed on the couch with your partner, but not with you, right? Because that can cause conflict, and then that can cause cats to scratch the couch, pee outside the box, and show aggression when they're really frustrated. Another thing that is a major cause of behavior problems is trauma. I see this all the time, especially with noise phobia. So listen, I know that behavior problems come with a ton of guilt and shame and blame. Just take a deep breath, let it go. The whys probably will not be elucidated with 100% accuracy in your pet. It doesn't matter because the treatments that we're going to apply are going to make your pet feel better because they're mostly going to be applied based on your pet's clinical signs. Time for a deep breath. Just let it go.